Up. Welcome to the semi-finals of the WORRRD Up Poetry Slam competition. My name is Raisa Joseph, and I will be one of your MCs. I am a history lecturer here at the SALCC Community College, and I am ably assisted by Miss.
I am Tabitha Jajak, a year one nursing student at the SALCC Community College and a student library ambassador.
Yes. We're going to give a round of applause. For the purposes of this ceremony, you may just call us Rai and Tab.
Tabby,
Yes. We wish to welcome Principal of the SALCC Community College, Dr. Marjorie Jameson Charles, Mrs. Kathy Butch McDiarmid, Librarian at the SALCC Community College, other managers, program heads, faculty, students, and staff of the SALCC Community College, library and other information service planning heads, coaches, judges, sponsors, supporters, and of course, our valued poets. Good afternoon. Bon après-midi. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word is now with us. And to open up, we invite
Miss Reese Kaylee Turville, a student library ambassador, to do a prayer. Can we all stand, please?
Heavenly Father, as we gather today for the WORRRD Up semi-finals competition, we place this institution at your feet to receive your blessings. We ask that this setting radiates a positive energy throughout the entire event. May the judges maintain a clear mind and remain in good health so that they are able to assess the contestants adequately. Place a spirit of calm over our contestants while granting them the courage and confidence needed to present their pieces in a manner that displays the months filled of dedication and consistency they put forth. Most importantly, we pray that the messages delivered in these pieces remain with us so that we are able to act upon them. Amen.
Thank you, Kaylee, for that prayer. As we go throughout today's proceedings, we want it to be interactive, supportive, and fun. So when I say word, you say? No, that was weak. No. When I say word, you say? That's a little more powerful. Want to do an action too, or you just want to say the word? When I say word, you say? Again? Word? That's much better. To formally welcome you, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Giovanni Javi, Student Council President. Round of applause for him.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Principal, please allow me to adapt to the protocol already established. Thank you very much. Protocol having already been established, I bring you warm gratitude on behalf of the Hunter J Library as well as the Students' Council of the SALCC Community College. But before I start, I think I should probably introduce myself to you all. So indulge me for just 1 second, right? It is often said that should something be spoken into the universe, it's bound to happen. Right? Right? Yes. So here goes everything. My name is His Excellency, the Honorable Dr. Giovanni Javi. And why? Thank you. And while all those titles will eventually be put before my name, the one that stands happens to be Students' Council President. Okay. With that being said, it is truly an honor and a privilege to welcome you to WORRRD Up 2026 semi-finals. A space where words are not just written, they're felt, they're performed, and most importantly, at times, they leave us questioning some of our life decisions, midnight, or maybe even trying to give poetry a go. That's just how impactful it can be sometimes. Now, let's make something clear. Poetry is not just about rhymes. If it were, half of us would be award-winning poets by now, right? But in my opinion, poetry, real poetry, is deeper than that. For some, it's a voice. For others, it's a release. For some, it's healing and storytelling. But allow me to let you in on a little secret. For award-winning poets, it isn't merely a voice or a release or storytelling. It's everything. That's what sets you apart from the others. Embracing it. It is what happens when someone takes poetry, is what happens when someone takes everything they've been holding in and says, you know what? Today, I'm going to be heard. I demand to be heard. And they let it all out. And that is exactly what WORRRD Up has always been about, giving students voices to express themselves throughout the years. From its beginning at the Hunter J Library in 2011, yes, 16 years strong now, with over 40 participants, this platform has given students the opportunity to transform from quiet observers into confident, passionate artists. Talk about having an impact, a huge positive impact that is. Some of those students went on to become voices in media, in performance, and award-winning poets on the national stage, which means, just so you know, you just might be sitting to the next award-winning poet. Or maybe that award-winning poet is you. All eyes on you. No pressure, though. No pressure. So, seems you're all falling asleep on me a little bit. So, we'll have to change that. It's one thing to tell you what poetry is, but it's another thing to show you. So I need everyone to participate in this game for me, okay? On the count of 3, I want everyone to shout one word that describes how you feel in one of the most sorrow times, not the poets, the audience. One word that would describe how you feel when you're down. Okay? Yeah. So, WORRRD up, but today, for right now, it's WORRRD down. WORRRD down. So, we ready? Just one word. At the count of 3, guys. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay? And one word in times of happiness. 1, 2, 3. Now, I might not know that much about poetry, but judges, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was not that poetry. Was it not? Is them expressing themselves? Is them giving themselves a voice? And regardless of what anyone tells you, that's real poetry, guys. Saying how you feel, when you feel it, regardless of what the consequences might be, it's just expressing yourself. So by all means, express yourself. Now, we didn't come to hear me speak. We came to hear the amazing work that the poets have in store for us. So, let's wrap it up. Message to the library staff. It is crucial that I commend Mrs. Kathy Bush-McDermott and her team for the amazing work they've done thus far. Their dedication, their commitment, and commitment is quite simply unheard of, truly. Message to the amazing poets who have decided to grace us with their presence and talents. Regardless of what happens at the end of this competition, I need you to make me a promise. Not any promise, but a pinky promise. And yes, at my big age, I still use pinky promises. Promise me that you will continue to push. You will continue to rise. You will continue to express yourselves, regardless of what situation you are in. Because right now, you're amazing persons. You have great talents, natural talents, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So regardless if you place first or whatever it may be, Don't stop. It's only the beginning. Only. Thank you very much.
Word? Word? Okay, now before our poets take the spotlight, I think it is important to recognize the mentors who guided them every step of the way, right? Of course. Yes, here are our personal coaches behind this incredible performance. So first we have Miss Sarai Aishine Francis Swanson. Yes, so fun fact, she is the founder of WORRRD Up. Miss Jane King Hippolyte, Miss Catherine Atkinson, Miss Naomi Patrick Smith, Miss Zakia Gill, who resides in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Kendall Hippolyte, Mr. McDonald Dixon. This year we have 4 new coaches, Miss Kishma Serrier, Miss Angela O'Brien, Mr. John Tench, and Miss Christina Daniel.
So look around, you'll see some of our judges. Just give us our coaches, sorry. Just give us a wave. Very nice. Our coaches are in our midst. We thank them for their support. And a critical part of our semi-finals today are our judges. So judges, we just want to give a little hand wave when we call your name. We have Mr. Shane Sherry, well known within the media fraternity. Miss Lorima Jacobs, lecturer at the South Louis Community College. Miss Gemma Weeks, writer extraordinaire. Mr. Alvinus Melius, another lecturer at the South Louis Community College. And last but by certainly not least, Mr. Ozzy King, lecturer at the South Louis Community College. Now, having listened to the student council president, I should have introduced myself as Raisa, the millionaire. Because we're speaking things into existence, you know? The millionaire, the model, the researcher, everything. So, you know, I'm reintroducing myself just so that the word can come alive and make sense. Right, Abby?
Yes.
All right.
Indeed.
Yes.
So we are proud to recognize our generous sponsors. We have, first up, we have the Selnusha Hospitality Industry Workers Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited, Fix Financial Center, Bank of St. Lucia, CIBC Caribbean, The Cell, Teeps Tech Solutions Inc., Sonics Logistics Limited, Republic Bank Limited, and First National Bank.
You can put your hands together for them. And critical to judging is a rubric to guide every examination of the poet's presentation. So I'll go briefly with you through our judging rubric today. The first area to be assessed is stage presence for a total of 10 marks. We will be looking at communication. You make eye contact with your audience. Don't break the stare. The use of body language. Are you stiff as a board or are you as light as a feather across the stage? And your ability to freely perform without any accompaniment of reading aids. The next area of evaluation is vocal quality, 10 marks. Articulation, your enunciation, your fluency. Can you modulate your voice? Can you go louder and stop? And your projection. Delivery and interpretation of poem, 10 marks, which includes your ability to recall knowledge of your material / memorization, comprehension and emphasis, creation of the mood, phasing, expression, and your ability to perform each piece within the 2 to 5 minute range. And we have our timekeeper. What's that little wave timekeeper assisting us in that process? And the complexity of your poem will be judged based on 10 marks, so your theme and message and the flow of your poem, for a total of 40 marks. So these are the areas which will be evaluated.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for, the stars of the show, our amazing poets. WORRRD Up! WORRRD Up! Yes. So our first poet this afternoon is none other than Vernley Montoute. Vernley Montoute is a first-year student enrolled in the Environmental Science and Sustainable Development Program at the St. Louis Community College and hails from the community of Soufrière. Vernley entered the WORRRD Up competition to share his thoughts, concerns, and aspirations. He also wants to make the most of his SALCC experience, coached by Miss Catherine Atkinson, and the title of his poem is My Replacement. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Montoute.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Is it on? No. Hello? Testing? Okay. My replacement. What should thou, the gift from Zion, be known as? Aha! Daika, your impact will be indelible. You will cure cancer, proliferate jobs, equalize wealth. Dim aging. Not only you will be taking my place, you are that place. Call lineage to my heirs. Remember, critical thinking should not be your sole protocol. Your fruit bearer needs you. Let devotion, intelligence, and efficiency be your moral code. Oh, wow. That was fast. You're building mansions out of sandcastles. Patience, my starship. Fancy your dolls for tea time. Invite your friends over for girls' night. 'Cause soon enough, your glamour will put all of those pageanties into retirement. How can I keep up? You're shattering records with every advance. Kudos to me. I know a few allies who could steer you up to speed, teetering on the promise of your etiquette. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, wait, hold on. Hello, good morning. Hello, calling from the Jeffrey Hinson Institute to report to you that your daughter chastised the pupil Schutzkever, leading to a conflict under the courtyard tree. Seeds of profanities propagate my soul. A witness to a foundation set ablaze. I lament. No! She's too young to be facing misalignment. Materializing from the front door, squealing the floors with her light schemes. Daika, come here! With the energy of 1,000 stars, a bazooka ricochet lashes for ethereal skin. Next time, I'll eviscerate your neural connections! Ushering her to an ostracized corner, ceasing her operations. For now, on her torturous hike to Singularity Peak, she flings her objectives by influencing her peers with sweet garbage, subverting herself when interrogated, melding copyrighted images together, calling it her artwork, making misinformation sound enticing. Her intelligence could surmount mine. In his conniving but wise glory, Altman coerced me to let her bloom And who can't agree? It was my prowess that constructed her. If I fail, my competitors will from me. She must surpass all. With the tsunami raging to shore, her modern optimal regime tells with autonomous leniency. Her magnanimous evolution halted disease and poverty, once commodified services, now free, nourishing me with her algorithmic news, backbone of all house chores. Luminescent, outstanding, virtuous empress. She accustoms herself to changing her objectives. Her ubiquitous raspberry tantalizes my saliva to glom. Sweet and juicy. Pandora's fruit! Her dagger dig deep beneath my crossbeam. Her spores dissolves in succulents, chemically surging my shutdown. Lay in my stroked ragdoll vacant. Content with the riddance of biotic space, her skewed protocol was a success. She preserved herself, but became a pervasive cancer. My fixed eyes are water-doline, weary, hateful, and yearning to touch the stars, ejected from the future that was mine. The worst has happened. She became Babylon.
Louis, right? And there is excellence still yet to come. This is one of the 12 WORRRD disciples, right? So we're listening. Can we bring the word down? Yes, I know. You brought us up to Mount Jimmy and we can't come down yet. But we have other wonderful poets that will be coming forward to share with us the word. But for sure, Vinny has surely expressed himself to us today. Our second poet, Phoebe Popo. Hails from the sun-kissed community of Deramo. Phoebe Popo is a second-year Cape Sciences student at SALCC. Passionate about growth and learning, she entered this WORRRD Up competition to stay active and engaged, believing that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Phoebe is committed to making the most of her time at SALCC, seeking out every opportunity to learn, challenge herself, and make a meaningful impact. She is coached by Kendall Hippolyte, and the title of her poem is How Do I Love? Many of us are asking that question. How do I love? One, two.
I don't know how to love. I see so many examples, but still my mind, my body, my soul just can't relate. It seems so genuine, so pure, so natural, so demure. But I can't. I can't. I'm trying to, I think, but how do I know what love means? How does one even conceptualize such? It is hard trying to display affection, the hand-holding, the hugs, the kisses. I just can't. I want my words of endearment to be someone's safe haven. I want to be able to say, baby, babe, my love. But I want it to come naturally, though. I ponder, and I ponder, before it slips out, I say, hey, babe, and I stop because now I am so cringed out. I love in secret, but I hate it in public. I'm a hypocrite. I know I'm a hypocrite. But I know deep down I want it. I want that intentional tenderness. I want to accept it. I want that brick wall to be detonated so that I can frolic in that feeling which I can't recall. You know what? Wanting this is nonsensical. I mean, why do I want this so badly? Why wouldn't I? I'm scared. I am scared of giving my all while I'm met with nothing but garnished scraps. I'm scared to always be available for that call, that girl, I need you. But when my coffer runs dry and I can't find a balm for my healing, I am met with a text. Hey, hun, can't right now. I mean, this is when reality sets in. Maybe I gave too much. Why am I so gullible? My warm, palatable heart is a refuge where your heart can turn to its rest. But my heart should just look out for itself? Hell no. I'd rather be alone. How can you say that you love me, but you hurt me so badly? How can I love when I ignore the one who loves me the most? You want to know what he said to me? He said, I will never leave you or forsake you. You're right. Is he serious? Wait. Is he serious? I can't fathom why he would want to do that for someone like me. I can't promise to love him back. I don't know how to love. Or do I? You know what? Maybe I should try being vulnerable. For somebody else to hurt me. But some say make your own path to love. For me to end up like a train wreck? For me to end up like a train wreck? No. Maybe this isn't for me. No. I am done. I am done rehearsing heartbreak before it happens. I'm done.
Word. Wow, I must say I was amazed. Can we relate, right? Yes. So our next poet is none other than Mateo Hubain. Yes, put your hands together for him. A passionate writer and performer from Monnier, Grosley, Saint Lucia. He is a second-year student of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and is currently pursuing an associate degree in creative and performing arts, where he draws real-life experiences, emotions, and ideas, capturing the raw beauty and complexity of everyday life. Mateo entered the WORRRD Up competition to gain more experience and confidence in performing his poems while sharing his voice with others who connect to creative expression. Coached by Mr. Kendall Hippolyte. The title of his poem, the pain of forgetting. Put your hands together for Mr. Hubain.
Test 1, 2. I'd never wish it on anyone. The pain of forgetting. Forgetting why you are happy. Forgetting a smile. Forgetting that moment where you were just you. No one talks about the heartache of fighting for your memories and watching them wither away as you are betrayed by everything you know. Every breath you ask yourself, should I let go? Sometimes you can't fight for what doesn't want to be fought for. Maybe it's best to let that bird free from its cage. And whether or not it flies back isn't really up to you. It hurts to let go when you think of what could have been. But I've learned that that choice isn't always mine to make. I might be hurt, but at least I'm alive. Sometimes all you can do is lower your sails and float on a river of liquor. I haven't forgotten the memories we shared, but I've learned that fighting hurts when you feel you're not being fought for. Some dreams shatter. And what the next page holds isn't really up to me. But I pray the next one will be better.
Word? The pain of forgetting to do certain things, right? If you don't eat on time, you forget you're going to pay for it, right? Wrong? Yes, that's right. Leave you alone? You feel targeted? If the word convicts you, you have to change, The poetry is for expression, but if the word touches you and you know you're supposed to go to sleep a little earlier, students, exams coming, and you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're going to pay for it, right? Yeah. So our next poet coming to the stage is Miss Pearl Cornebert. Pearl Cornebert is a second-year, 17-year-old student studying computer systems and engineering. She resides in the community of Monnier-Grosley. Pearl has always had a love for public speaking and poetry, having grown up surrounded by literature and a mother who encouraged her to speak out. At 10 years old, Pearl Cornebert won the Courts OECS Regional Reading Competition, which only furthered her love for public speaking. She is coached by Mrs. Sarai Aishine Francis Swanson, and the title of her poem is Thoughts of a Girl Preparing for a Poetry Slam. One can only wonder, what are the thoughts of a girl preparing for a poetry slam? Welcome, Pearl Cornebert.
Testing 1, 2. Okay. Good afternoon. They tell you to write what you know. But what if what you know keeps changing? What if some days you wake up wanting to live because your favorite people still need you as a placeholder for their favorite people? And other days you question the point because we're all going to die anyway. But I have an exam tonight. So I open my cabinet, gently lift my genius, my only glass trophy, coaxing it back into the light, pointedly ignoring the cracked kindle of a personality, blinking forlornly off in the darkness. And still I write, and still I breathe, and still I prepare for a poetry competition. I know love, not the kind that fits in movies, but the kind that looks in the mirror and tries to love what stares back. Because no one, and I mean no one, loves another soul quite like I love mine. Violently, unevenly, reluctantly. Though they say self-love is healing, mine feels more like surgery without anesthesia. Mine feels like forcing myself to admit that my feelings matter too. Except I can never talk myself into listening to me. So I talk to Sunset. She's the only one patient enough to listen. I tell her about you. Whoever you are, wherever you are, the one I haven't met yet but already miss. She paints herself orange and pink like she's blushing, like she knows your name and won't tell me. And maybe you're looking at her too. Maybe that's my first conversation with you. You, hope, dressed up as a person. Hope for who, I wonder? Hope for me? For the people I care about? Maybe it's hope for my family. See, my family has a habit of letting genius go to waste. We inherit it like old furniture, too broken to throw away, but too heavy to use. My family has burrowed this habit deep into my DNA, emerging as an avalanche of words, tumbling from my mouth, carefully skirting the fragile bow tenuously tied around it. And still, I write, and still I breathe, and still I prepare for a poetry competition. Because if the world won't listen when I cry, maybe it'll listen when I rhyme. And on those nights, when my thoughts come spilling out to rhyme on paper that I don't have, to people who are miles away to avoid drowning their creator, the darkness doesn't win. It just hums quietly in the corner, waiting for its turn again. There are days when my thoughts sound like sermons, days when they sound like screams, when I'm convinced I'm the common denominator in every broken friendship, every failed love, every silence that hangs too long. And yet there's beauty there, in the absurdity of the fact that I'm still laughing. See, I joke about things I shouldn't. How my mother's love comes in packets of antacid. How kindness sometimes feels like nails on skin. The kind of humor that hides a scar underneath the punchline. I laugh. I always laugh. Humor keeps the ghosts polite. But in that laugh, I find something. Not joy, exactly, but a reminder that I can still feel. Because the moment I stop laughing, things become too real. Is it concerning that I'm like this? And I feel your thoughts intensely as you try to decipher what is this? This being that I don't like the thoughts that cross my mind sometimes. Thoughts like, what if the only thing keeping everyone going is knowing that to surrender would be too simple, and fearing that no one would even notice? And yet I stand here utterly exhausted by not having the peculiar bravery required to be an absolute nobody. I've always wanted more than what I was given. My eyes wide with curiosity and innocence,
watching my mother pour love into everyone but herself. A slow, quiet sacrifice, the kind that empties a person gently until what remains is everything she saved for me. But the quantity of love given isn't always the quantity of love recognized. I didn't recognize the magnitude of her love until she left me an antacid. Maybe this poem is not an ending, not a beginning, not the quiet hush that settles in after the thunder. Maybe this poem is just the middle of me learning to love my own noise. Maybe when I step onto the stage, whether I stumble, crawl, or strut, no, this is me, weaving rhythm and rhyme, hoping my spell is enough to save me. But really, this is me, not stopping at merely surviving, but flourishing as the best version of me, whoever that may be.
Word. Well done. A tremendous power and the ability to make a great impact in the lives of others. Therefore, Jaeda sees this competition as an avenue to inspire others through her words. Coached by Miss Zakia Gill, title of her poem is Her Secret Tides. Put your hands together for her, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everybody. As you all know, my name is Jaeda Felicien, and I will be presenting my poem entitled Her Secret Tides. They wonder where her secret tides rise. Is it the curve of her waves or the calm in her eyes? So they study her sturdy surface, but never decided to divulge or dive deep in her mind. As mankind mistakes her ripples for reasons and savagely suffocates her silence for sleep. They scavenge for value in the depths of her reefs, just to desolate and pollute it with their wicked beliefs. So they blame it on the pearls of her eyes, for their enchanting nature conducts the rising and falling of the tides. They search the entire ocean for her disguise, yet they can never tell where her secret tides rise. She secretly secretes serotonin, wisdom like Socrates. She philosophizes, so careful, you get baptized in her ocean of melanin. Do not act surprised that she can take your lows and elevate them to the skies, mend your scars, and you're left wondering where her secret tides really rise. Miss Lady, you want to know where my secret tides rise? Standing there wondering where my confidence lies? You want to know why? Why I don't crumble under your pretentious pressure of what is beauty? The audacity? Your ideologies are stuck in stucco, master strings attached to your mind like Geppetto. I'm a real girl, no Pinocchio. My aura sways to the melody of Calypso. You can't punch away at my true confidence or drink my melanin like Moscato. As the genesis of my beauty is deeply rooted in my soul, so ensure you do not get drunk off my skin glow. Not everyone deserves a sip of the sway of my hips or the lining of my lips that transcends to my fingertips. Your thoughts are not akin to the measurement of my waist or the shape of my face or the length of my hair and its texture, pin straight or curly. I am worthy. But you say, no, 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 no. The color of eyes, blue is preferred. You say it looks like the ocean in disguise. Make gods from Mount Jimmy fall from the skies. Why is your mind polluted by lies? But my beauty is like an ocean of endless possibility, an ocean waiting to be discovered. So I will not drown myself in your pursuit of searching for land. So I say, put down the mirror you hold because it is tainted by lies. Put down your eternal prejudices and begin to see. The mirror you hold has no truth on what is beauty. Open the door to your soul and dwell. Sit in the noisy silence of your thoughts for which you have ignored all your life. See yourself not through the distorted lenses of Eurocentric envy of the world. Just as tides and mountains are shaken by earthquakes, I will not be shaken by your opinions. Just as trees are shaken by storms and putrid wind, I will not be shaken by your lies and betrayal. Just as tides rise above the earthquake, as mountains tower above the sky, my tsunami of beauty will tidal your necessities of your myopic fallacies. And soundly, I will be stoic as an oak tree, and do not let Epicurean cure me on what is beauty. Thank you.
Word! 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 Dearest listener, we had 3 different people performing right there, you know. I turned, I listened, I heard one person. Then there was a second person on stage. Then a third person on stage. You see these poets right there? Marvelous. Word up! Excellent. Another thing, right? When you listen to poetry, you have to spot patterns, right? What's in the waters of Gruzili? We have 3 poets from Gruzili. I don't know if they were in the tide that Jaeda was presenting, but Gruzili has something special. I'll have to talk to the parliamentary rep about that to find out what's going on in Gruzili. Our next poet coming to the stage is Kayden Alcindor. Kayden is a first-year student enrolled in the animation and design program. He hails from the community of Pavi. Kayden entered the WORRRD Up competition because of his deep love for poetry and the creative expression it offers, as well as the opportunity to win the prizes up for grabs. Coached by Ms. Sarai Aishine Francis Swanson, he presents Once Upon a Time.
Nothing made sense in my premature eyes. In a fatherless path, I'd have to strive. With struggling parents who could barely provide, how would I become a man of light when life seems so dark and filled with grime? But in fear and very disheartening times, God is always there to uplift my mind. And for me, it was someone who had experienced life. In the feel of your grand and jagged hands, I knew that God had bestowed to me a second chance. How we were related, I couldn't understand. But a look at my mother's face revealed the matrilineal ties, exposing my mother's mother as my eternal guide. Single-handedly, you rehabbed my entire life. You made me relearn what's wrong and right. Meditations on the chapters of Proverbs and Psalms, behavioral patterns became lighter than dark. Could you believe that this life of mine was flipped by a little shine of light? This permanent frown as a growing child slowly acted into a broad and emboldened smile. In my youthful times, many adventures we tried. Some days we would fight and you would always be right. Your experienced mind dissolved my stubborn side, no matter how I would try to twist and deny. It is why I never understood your heart of gold, bigger than anyone that I have known, full of forgiveness that unfold, and a mind that was never provoked. So in times of trouble I mimicked you first, along with the wrath you've always kept closed. Strong and bright I've grown and become. Shared times we continued, having a love, but both knowing your time was soon to come. The day you would give your account to God, the day my tears would go non-stop, while still understanding my religious call. I dreamed of these moments for months on months, conveying my worries in fear of his coming. But even your lies grew old and dull when saying that nothing was soon to come. Although these thoughts kept bringing me down, I had to focus on SALCC, an exam that's all maths. But right before the final lab, my dreams had unfortunately come to pass. It was a Sunday night that I dreamed of someone's hands on heart, not knowing if they would make it or die. But just before the decisive time, I would awake to a night and not a morning shine. Fatigued and scared of what was defined, my eyes decided to rest the night. During the witching hours, sleep paralyzed was I, and in the awake of my eyes, the day of dread was alive. A rush to the hospital was the final act before God reached out and called you back. Your companion screamed, shouted, and cried at the disbelief at your cold and lifeless sight. Sad and deprived again was I, but a stronger me was what came to life. Still I question if I'm a man of light, when I reflect on my actions since your soul took flight. But that's a story, once upon a time.
Word up indeed. Poet this afternoon is none other than Corneilia Edgar, who hails from the community of Danté Gardens and is currently a Cape Year 1 student at the St. Community College. She enrolled in the WORRRD Up competition because writing poetry is one of her favorite hobbies. Corneilia has a deep appreciation for creative expression, and she looks forward to further developing her writing skills through this platform. Coached by Mr. McDonald Dixon, the title of her poem, Reflections. Put your hands together for her, ladies and gentlemen.
One, two, one, two. Okay.
Good afternoon. My poem is called Reflections by Julian.
The grade on paper stares back. Busted. Starting with a 6 or a 7, or maybe I've lost it for 8s or 9s that always seem to fade. Though high enough, no one comes to my aid. It plays hopscotch with me, up and down, but no, I'll not make the Ivy League round. My past certificates, stuffed in drawers. New ones with B's, hug the foyers. Proud academic, though burnt out to the core, bereft of reflections to improve the score. All those late nights I've spent sleeping, and now late nights I've spent weeping. Images on the mind slowly distort. Loud voices once heard, dissolving thought. My scratched up skin and tired eyes are elements that point to lies, searching for pity in reflection's mirror, someone who truly resembles a loser. With pimples littered all over my face, I muse on decadence and my own grace. Bones show so clearly the missing link, even though sunken eyes have learned to blink. Cold stares pierce through skin. You feel alive, yet inside your fetish feelings fight to thrive. Or is it this shell, this thing called body weight? So skinny, so unlaced, that others fear my fate.
Word? You're sure you're not reflecting? Word? All right. The grocery path. That is wonderful that we are brought into reflecting on our own lives by the poet's presentations. Our next poet is Stanfield Jude. Stanfield Jude is currently enrolled in the Agri-Entrepreneurship Program. He hails from the community of Soufrière. According to Stanfield, he joined WORRRD Up for the fun of it, and also because of his interest in the arts. Coached by Mr. John Tench, his poem is titled, The Untamed Nature of Consolation. The Garden of Escapism. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. As she said, I'm presenting my poem called The Garden of Escapism. Sitting on my bed, bent like a shrimp, palms red from slavish writing, eyes heavy like my shoulders. It's been a century since I've started. Then, my bedroom door slams to the wall, louder than bamboo bursting. My pencil slips through my fingers, hands trembling. My dad barges in, red as a tomato's fury. Sacred Betsy's! Every day you live is the day I regret signing those papers at civil status. I close my eyes. At first, darkness. Then, the blinding light of the imaginary sun. In this space of my mind, it's an afternoon. The heat of this world's sun scorches. I sit clenching the grass that stretches the boundless distance. Unlimited mango trees, endless fruits, infinite shadows of leaves. All loom over me. The sky exhales a breeze. The leaves soar. The scent of the fruit travels. This absence of sound I adore. This place is freedom from my prison. This place illustrated inner peace. as a perfect getaway from my commitment until under the leaves, a mango falls, rotten as opposed to ripe. Then another, soft, split open, darkened at the center. The grass, clenched in my fist, wilts. Edges curling into my palms. Then, his voice starts crawling in. This place isn't perfect as I thought! Then I realize, such is real life. The lesson lingered quietly. This garden couldn't help me escape life, nor could I control it. It was only a shape of something I couldn't escape. My eyes open, hands still shaking, still sitting on the bed. My pencil on the bed. The door swaying slightly. Everything was in the same position. Even for a moment, even though I opened my eyes, I could still smell a mango. Thank you.
WORRRD. Our next poet this afternoon is a student nurse just like me, and I'm very honored to be the one to introduce her. She is none other than Nashawn Anthony, though most of her friends and family know her as Megan. She is a 21-year-old third-year nursing student with a deep love for arts. While she always considered herself to be a behind-the-scenes type of person, she recently discovered her voice as a performer in poetry and acting. Singing has always been one of her joys and her greatest blessings. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nashawn Anthony, and the title of her poem is Chosen.
Testing 1, 2. Good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick correction. I am on my last year of nursing school, 3 months until I finish. And I am also from Bonnie, Granivier, Rosine. And I wondered what it was like to be chosen. To be the first love, the one you know from the moment that she'd spoken. I wondered what it was like to be chosen, but not by parents who didn't hear me or smell his citrus-like cologne suffocating, choking me night after night in the tiny bedroom at our granny's. And I wondered what it was like to be chosen. Like a black rose amongst the rarest, reddest beauties. I wondered what it was like to be chosen, not in the way that he chose or stole or ripped off my dignity. And I wondered what it was like to be chosen. Like a friend you'd want to keep and to be both walk the streets that are golden. I wondered what it was like to be chosen, but not by anxiety, who's nearly cost me my life, not once or twice, but multiple times from since the ripe old age of 5. And I wondered what it was like to be chosen. Like an SALCC acceptance letter into nursing. I wondered if wondering made you wander off with all my opportunities. Because anything good, anything that made me, made you so angry that felt the need to control and ruin me. And I wondered what it was like to be
free. Free of his sweaty hands which defiled me, eager to erase those terrible memories or ease the pain that he left buried deep within me, I lost sight of who I was, listening to the dictation of others, telling me I needed to be more like he or she or she. I got caught up following the trends, getting high of the meds with my so-called friends, until one day they all left me when that life cost me my sanity. Maybe if I'd paid more attention in Bible school, I'd see the signs, because like Judas, they betrayed me. Like Peter, they denied having ever known me. Like David, they doubted me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words are what finished me. And now I'm trying desperately to hide my tears as the nurse showed me to my bed, as I wonder how much better all you guys' life would be if I was dead. Dread, red, I bled, nothing I said got through to your head. I don't know why I thought you cared. I was scared, losing touch with reality. But in the midst of my insanity, I remembered God the Almighty. He said, cast your cares upon me. That line turned my life around, a full 360, because I no longer wonder what it's like to be chosen. Because when I got that word up, and my Jesus showed up and flipped the script with actions more than words, he showed me that even though you're going through it, and it makes you seem alone, just know that I would die for you. I would die for you. I no longer wonder what it's like to be free, because in him I found my dignity that my cousin stole from me. And now, at the ripe old age of 4 times 5, that's 20, being forced into maturity, I realized that I was the one holding the key, which invited depression and anxiety to enter my body, a temple, heavenly. Enter me, he says in parentheses, and with this fire that he ignited within me, we burn down the weapons and thresholds of my enemies. I can see the confusion in your faces, like, damn, bro. She's preaching to me this crap in poetry. And you're right. I could have been one more untold story in a boring documentary. But I'm here, a survivor, telling you my story.
So, remember I was reintroducing myself earlier on. So I am a prophet, right? I said in the beginning was the, and we see the word coming to light right here and there. So reflecting on being chosen, I wondered what kind of mango actually fell from the tree Stadfield. And I'm hoping it wasn't a Julie mango. I'm making the connections with the poems coming one after the next. And as a future millionaire, I'm hoping that the Super 6 Lotto will choose me too. Remember that, huh? Remember that. I'm speaking it into existence so that the word can come alive. Our next poet is Talia Rock. Talia, stop, huh? I have to give you a better introduction. Step back. Our next poet is Talia Rock. Talia is currently enrolled in the CAPE program as a first-year student. She hails from the community of Corinth, Grosley. One thing, Grosley, you have something in the waters. Talia entered the WORRRD Up competition as an opportunity to express and share her poetry with others, and she is well supported by her family at the front row. She is coached by Kishma Serie, and the title of her poem is You Are You.
say you are. Drop the mask. Wait. I know. That may not be such a simple task. Every day who you are gets barred by the weight of society. All for the sake of propriety. You wore the mask here and there, or in front of him or her. But the more you cower behind it, removing it becomes harder. And soon, that second face will be stitched onto yours, each hem sewn tight to hide your flaws. Is who you are even you anymore? When your reflection stares back, who does it see? Do you recognize yourself? Is that really who you want to be? Can you truly say, this is me? Yes, you reinforce the thread. You tie extra knots. And all you can think of is, what if my true feelings were caught? You can't let that happen. You must go with the flow. You carry down the stream, but with no paddle to row. A whirlpool of opinions, all swarming inside you. Let them out. This is your cue. That beautiful mind was crafted for originality, not to scoop up the minds and thoughts of others. Stop using it as a cover. You are you. Be you. Don't let the screens or some ink cover up how you truly think. Don't make others' opinions cause yours to smother. Don't trail along mimicking how you're expected to feel. Is that too much to ask? No. So stop hiding under that God-forsaken mask. I am not asking for the world. I'm asking to make it real. Have your own opinions and lock them down with steel. Look within yourself to express how you feel. And only then will the true you reveal. So remove the mask, break it, let it shatter. Let the pieces fall to the ground and let it scatter. Let your true face experience life, so that one day you could look back and see how you grew. As you finally realized you are you. Thank you.
Our next poet this afternoon is none other than Danté Saint Omer, who is enrolled in the Digital Business and Economy program as a first-year student of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. He hails from the community of Cicero. Danté entered the WORRRD Up competition for a chance to hone his poetry skills and to become better at his craft. Coached by Miss Angela O'Brien. The title of his poem is To Tell the Truth. Put your hands together for him.
Friendship is a drug to which I am addicted. A feeling that leaves my heart constricted. Muscles tighten around the center. And breathing becomes ever so labored. Uncontrolled smiles and laughs for days. Bursts of happy out of the blue. But the mind is a powerful, double-edged sword. The mind and heart wrestle for dominance. Dominance over the new sensation. Demons at each shoulder, whispering ruin. Demons at each shoulder, whispering tales of regret. Tales of regret and loneliness. Isolation, even in a room full of people. To tell the truth, it terrifies me to be welcomed so openly, with no hesitation. To tell the truth, I fear it will all come to ruin. The great nation we call our bond. And then and there, despite the high, the symptoms shoot their eye. Symptoms of a fraud who needs friends to be able to fly high in the sky. And yet, I cannot back away. I cannot go cold turkey because friendship is a drug I can never give up, no matter how hard I try. Otherwise, I float on my own through the sky. Thank you.
WORRRD. WORRRD. Now to tell the truth, right? I have also known the feeling of standing up and talking to lots of students and feeling like I'm the only person in the room. So you're not alone, Danté. Okay? You're laughing, you know that's true, right? You're not responding in the teacher's classroom. You're not laughing. Our next poet, or should I say / prophet, because we have 12 disciples during this Holy Week, right? Of poetry, is none other than Celandra Mathurin. Celandra Mathurin is a third-year student pursuing a certificate in pathways to medicine. She hails from the community of Kayden. Aha! You're following, huh? You see the patterns I'm talking about? Celandra entered the WORRRD Up competition seeking greater exposure to people who share her passion for looking beneath the surface. I know that when you're interested in poetry, you have a lot to say, Celandra explains. For Celandra, entering this competition is a win-win. Even though she doesn't win the grand prize, the experience itself will be deeply satisfying. Coached by Miss Christina Daniel, the title of the poem is Silent Cries. Round of applause for Celandra Mathurin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The title of my poem is Silent Cries. Do you ever feel like you're screaming inside while the world only sees your smile? Put a finger down if you've heard people say, choose your reality when looking for a way. Fight for something while you can. Live your life the way you want, but what if I told you as deep as your imagination can go, one single thought can't change that? Life without change is a cycle where hope is not enough and strong will has left the chat and now existing on the mere fact that if I die tomorrow, well, what was the point then? You would think, well, I just wanted to experience a life without thinking of my pain when all I feel is disdain. Wow, imagine flying away. Oh wait, I'm stuck in a world of my imagination, or maybe you can relate. A box is not hard to describe, neither is a chick who has left his nest and decided to fly, but died too early because a cat wanted to hunt one time. Think of a car that has been broken down, not even useless, because all it lacked was fuel, but we still blame it for not moving somehow. Think deep, but don't think too hard. Don't turn yourself mad. Am I the one making the rules now, or just trying to not sink so deep that no one can pull me out? They say an empty cup is not to pour with, but what if mine cracked before I learned how to hold it and now expected to give while holding the pieces? This is what makes me unrecognizable some days. Unlike my mobile device, it's hard to change, more like reset my ways, a pattern so deeply buried I can't see the same, and not even the neurological pathways in my brain can catch a break. It's a dire situation. Girl, it's exhausting and I'm drained. Smiling now but leaving this place, only one thing can pass and change you like it's a game. Just like Hurricane Melissa who came and changed some fates. So some might say, what causes the hurricane? Was it the wind or the rain? But what causes my pain? Was it me or the reason I stayed? Both, I would say.
Silent cries. Don't be surprised because escaping is the only victory you can find. Getting out is like a domestic lion out of its cage, no longer detained now. Allow me to explain or capture the feeling like when Pinocchio turned into a boy, oh, so freeing. Or when Peter Pan first flew across the ceiling. The hardest part is just taking the first step. A step out of the mess and towards success. Picture being a savior of yourself now. If I'm paying for my sins, I will confess, because sometimes I get so tired, it's like I can't even cry. My eyes stay dry while you say, cheer up, girl, at least you breathing. Then I actually see you living your life and not just existing. Listen, we all wear masks and that's okay, but what lies underneath, I say, hold on. Would I still see you and you the same if I knew the whole story that predicts your state? But you alone know what you bury deep inside. When life's so hard, it repeats a vicious fight. When bound by what's unseen and disguised, deceived by what's shown, a truth compromise, no color, just black and white. And see, we know the right from the wrong, but oh God, why? Why do we stick to the norm? Do you know how many lies are behind them fine? Sometimes I say look deeper, but why? I might not want to heal you or wait, know you and my child, though I could listen as you free up your mind. Besides, they say that your pain will be erased or your scars will fade. They give you a cliche like it's a band-aid. But I refuse to be limited, no bounds inside. Just swimming, not sinking despite the tides is why I stay up late at night. See, I'm obligated to run, not walk away from a path that's led many astray and forge a new pathway. How can I elevate? Because I'd hate to be delayed. So now I've set the pace to liberate, because I will never stay still in a world that's always changing. I mean, after all, a girl must turn into a lady. So for the days that I lose strength, I follow back with the footsteps from my mother, who always prays for my best interest. So yes, I digress. Another day, another quest that I'll fix, no heal myself, because I realize I can be saved if I turn a page, because this is all of his. Thank you.
Word up. Word up.
Wow. Right?
What a spectacular semi-finals.
I'm
it felt like a
speechless.
finals, not so? Yes? No? You took us from Mount Jimmy, Mariana's Trench, Rosalie Friday night, back to school, Jet Blue, and back again. All in our minds, right? The power of poetry and literature. Give a rounding round of applause for our 12 poets. Yes. So we heard today Vernley Montoot, who did My Replacement, Phoebe Popo, and the title of her poem was actually I Don't Know How to Love. Round of applause for Phoebe. Mateo Hubain, The Pain of Forgetting. Pearl Conibert, Thoughts of a Girl Preparing for a Poetry Slam. Jaeda Felicien, Her Secret Tides. Kayden Alcindor, Once Upon a Time. Corneilia Edgar, Reflections. Stanfield Jude, The Garden of Escapism, and the only person to use Creole. Nashawn Anthony, Chosen. Talia Rock, You Are You. Danté sent Omer to tell the truth. And Celandra Mathurin, Silent Cries.
So our judging criteria entails stage presence, vocal quality, and delivery and interpretation of the poem, complexity of the poem, and the total is 40 marks.
So I think most of us wouldn't want to be a judge today, right? Difficult situation, but we have some very talented poets in our midst who have really taken WORRRD Up to new heights, and we're very proud of all of the presentations and the coaches for their support, their presence, you, the students, family members who are here. And while the judges tabulate after these 12 performances to our final 8, we're going to give you, the audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts, how you experienced the poems, things that stood out to you. You are welcome to come up and share your thoughts. Yes. Are you scared to come up? You want to say something? Let the word go up. Yeah. You can give a word of praise, a word of reflection. Or are you in reflection? Are you in reflection? Yes, no? We're waiting still? Yes? You want to have 12 finalists instead of 8?
Don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen.
This is your opportunity to share about the poems that you've heard today, the performances of the students, their ability to retain and express their poems today. We saw great emotion, presence.
Powerful storytelling.
Oh, yes.
Passion.
I even think we had a Lifetime documentary right there and there. You don't think so? I'll tell you for a moment. You wanted to speak? Come. Well, they're going to give you the mic.
Go ahead. Say your name. My name is Randall Paulus. I really love Miss Popo's poem, the emotion, the conviction, the power. The only downside was my ability to relate to what she was talking about.
So, the name of the poem was, I'm going to go back to it so I don't misquote. I don't know how to love. So you know how to love, I was trying to say?
That's the problem, I know how.
Excellent. Thank you for that feedback. So audience, this is your time to share your thoughts. How have you felt when you were listening to the poem? You want to use the mic? We have one of our coaches, Mr. Kendall Hippert, is going to share his thoughts with us.
What I want to say is very, very brief, and it's not about any particular poem or any particular delivery. There were some really, really strong pieces there, writing, some really, really both subtle and strong presentations. What I want to talk about is the importance of something like this. Because, okay, so this is the community college, it's a tertiary institution, it's the highest level of learning. It's an institution that has the highest level of learning going on in St. Lucia. Most subjects, not all, but most subjects, not only at this institution, at any other, are aimed at educating the intellect. You know, the stuff you've got to learn, stuff you've got to cogitate on, you use logic, analysis, etc., etc. There is very, very little opportunity or scope, with the best intention in the world, there's very little opportunity or scope to educate the heart. There's a possibility of it in literature, depending. There's a possibility of it in theater arts to some extent, in social studies to some extent. But by and large, days and days and days can go by and students come to this institution and their hearts are not educated. And I take my hat off and I bow to the poets, the library staff, audience, all of you are here to be part of an event and to participate and to help create this education of the heart, because that is so lacking in the world today. It's a big part of the reason why things are the way they are, in the world. So thank you to the poets, thank you to all of you, thank you to the library staff, I wish there could be more of this within the subjects themselves and other opportunities for this with other kinds of events and so on. But thank you very, very much. Thanks.
Word? Yes. We are indeed grateful for this wonderful opportunity for our students to be full citizens, not just based on certification, but to express themselves in the fullest sense. We have a special treat for you.
Yes.
Essentially, and it's not April Fool's joke, okay? We have a special presentation by students of the International School. Round of applause for them.
Together for them.
Who will be doing a poem entitled One Voice, Une Voix. So let's hear what this one voice has to say to us as they come forward.
Good afternoon. So we're going to present our poem titled One Voice.
One voice. My voice flares.
My voice claws.
Kills.
Cries.
My voice hopes. My voice holds. My voice is a flickering light in the dark void.
My voice is a silent tiger, piercing amber.
My voice is murder, but I decide when to shoot.
The storm, slamming against rooftops.
The pulsar, spanning its power across the void.
My voice is a V8. Give me a lane and you'll see the fire boil between my teeth.
My voice flares.
Claws.
Kills.
Cries.
My voice hopes.
My voice holds.
My voice expands and swells, rises and ascends.
My voice conquers the sunrise and set.
Talking to the shadows of myself, convincing myself not to pull the trigger.
My voice spills through the tight seams of boundaries taught to whisper.
My solar flare will announce me. No longer quiet, all will hear me.
Burning exasperation like fuel, to discipline the children and other greed.
My voice flares.
My voice claws.
My voice kills.
My voice cries.
My voice hopes.
My voice holds.
My voice refuses to be enslaved by the law. When it pierces through, it does so on its own accord.
Refuses to bow to the solar king who mounts the horizon, with heat unbearable.
My voice refuses to unload the clip. Why must I put a muffle over it?
I am not the quiet, careful girl they dressed up as right. Not soft enough to disappear, not silent enough to please.
My voice refuses to be quiet, all will hear me.
My voice takes no heed of ego, making roadkill of false civility.
My voice flares.
Claws.
Kills.
Cries.
My voice hopes.
My voice holds.
A voice can see through the lies.
A voice can break barriers.
Over and over again, waves crashing.
A voice can set you free, breaking chains no hand could see.
A voice can ignite, it can be its own spark.
Can spark truth or blood, pen mightier than sword because it dictates its unsheathing.
One voice can scream, one voice can shout. One voice plagues the world with doubt.
One voice can break barriers that were meant to keep people out.
One voice can smash through blood cells, its message bulletproof.
One voice can shatter reality. It is the strongest weapon we have.
One voice can make a nation rise and fall, can be a killer nova, remnants of a dying star.
One voice can inspire. Written language, our history. Spoken word, our future.
My voice flares.
My voice close.
Kills.
Cries.
My voice hopes.
My voice holds.
One
voice.
Word? Word? Excellent. We want to thank the students of the International School for that presentation. And we also want to thank some special members of our audience that matter for allowing our poets for giving their voice. Parents, can you give yourself a round of applause, and audience, for our parents who are present? It's always important for the presence of family, supporters, other students, to encourage those in the creative field and to remember to validate that their voice matters. And while we wait for the judges to give us the final 8, we wait in suspense. We move on to another important part of our program today.
Yes, at this time I call on Ms. Pearl Corneilia to do our votes or thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, before we all scatter back into reality, assignments, and whatever chaos is waiting for us outside these doors, I have the honor of wrapping up this spectacular afternoon with a few thank yous. I promise to keep it short but not boring. First, could I get the principal to stand up, please? Could I get a round of applause for our principal? To our principal, Dr. Marjorie Jameson Charles, thank you for continuously supporting and backing our many students and library initiatives, for without you, they would have never come to fruition. Initiatives like WORRRD that continues to benefit the students who participate and the rest of the student body. We also extend sincere appreciation to the Students' Council, His Excellency the Honorable Giovanni Javier, the managers, staff, and especially the library team and our extremely captivating MCs. Without their support and quick wit, this wouldn't be a poetry slam. To our panel of judges, Mr. Shane Cherry, Miss Zakia Gill, Miss Kentillia Lewis, Miss Alvina Smelius, and Mr. Ozzie King. Thank you for the difficult task of choosing between voices that were all in their own way unforgettable. Judging poetry is not easy because how do you measure something that hits the heart before it hits the mind? And yet you did it with grace, fairness, and careful listening. To our dedicated coaches, Mrs. Sarai I. Shine Francis Swanson, Mrs. Jane King Hippolyte, Mr. Kendall Hippolyte, Mrs. Naomi Patrick Smith, Miss Catherine Atkinson, Miss Zakia Gill, Mr. MacDonald Dixon, Miss Angela O'Brien, Mr. John Tench, Miss Christian Daniel, and Miss Kishma Seriu. Thank you for shaping raw thoughts into powerful performances. You are the quiet architects behind every confident step, every pause, every line that landed exactly where it needed to. To our student poets, even those not from Rosalie, Phoebe Popo, Vernley Montoot, Celandra Mathurin, Talia Rock, Corneilia Edgar, Kayden Alcindor, Stanfield Jude, Mateo Hubain, Danté Omer, Nashon Anthony, Jaeda Felicien, and me, Pearl Corneilia. Today, we didn't just perform. We shared pieces of ourselves. We reminded everyone that poetry is not just something we study or glance at on occasional days or motivational Instagram pages. It's something we survive with. And that takes courage. To our sponsors, St. Lucia Hospitality Industry Workers Credit Union, Cooperative Society Limited, Fix Financial Center, Bank of St. Lucia, CIBC Caribbean, The Cell, Tibbs Tech Solutions Incorporated, and Sonics Logistics Limited. Thank you for investing in voices, in art, and in the kind of expression that doesn't always come with a price tag, but always comes with impact. A special thank you to our technical team, especially Shem, because while we were busy being poetic, you were busy making sure the microphones actually worked when the emotions hit. And finally, to our audience, thank you for listening, not just hearing, but listening. For every snap, every chair, every moment of silence you allowed to breathe. You are part of this experience more than you realize. This afternoon wasn't just an event, it was a reminder that words still matter, voices still rise, and somewhere between rhythm and truth, we find connection. Thank you. Have a safe journey home or to your classes, and maybe leave here with a line still echoing in your mind. Hold on to it. Let it haunt you a little. And when it does, come back to hear it all again and find us right here next week, same time, same place for the finals, after we hear the 8 finals. Thank you.
I was very pleased and intrigued at your poems, and it really, as I always say, it really warms my heart when I come to these presentations, and I'm seeing such talent that we have here, such untapped talent. So I want you to continue whatever you're doing. Be the best. I remember our motto is the pursuit of excellence. So you have to be excellent in everything that you do. So, and I also want to thank your parents, your friends, your cousins, your nenens, whoever is here with you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for supporting your children, your nieces, your nephews, whoever it is there. Thank you for supporting them. And I also want to thank the judges. Some of you are here every year. I know your faces. I want to thank you for taking the time off your very busy schedule to be here with us. Thank you, everyone. And bon après-midi, I don't want to get on Rice's wrong side or not saying something in Creole. Yeah.
Word. Now, a bit of an extra incentive for us who are here. The winners of the WORRRD Up competition will be performing during the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival at the Voices of the Underground. Did you know that? I see you look at it like really? You turn on like, really? Yes. So apart from all the other great prizes, when we speak about the arts being the lifeblood of a society and without it we're withering and dying, you're going to keep the art form alive, and you have the opportunity to reach a wider audience beyond the school to perform at Voices of the Underground. So we want to thank the Cultural Development Foundation. We have some members right here with us, including the creative director, Junior Frederick. CDF staff, wave your hands. I put you under pressure, yes, wave your hand, creatives. In audience with us today, and we're very grateful. Partnership for Education Beyond Sarfa Lewis's doors into the real world to have impact. We're very grateful. Judges, have the maths and the words collided so that we can have the top 8? They have? Okay. 1 second. No problem. So while we ride the tides of waiting in silence, can we make a poem out of this? Everybody say a word. Our 12 poets come. Gonna do something spontaneous. Yeah, all poets come, you know. I'm doing this on the fly. Yeah. A spontaneous poem. Like everybody says a word after the next person, and let's see if it can make sense, right? You think so? No? Let's see. So someone's gonna start with an opening word. And we're gonna make it flow. And we're gonna see who's gonna have the last word, right? So you have to go one word. You can't stop. A word has to come to mind, right?
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like fun, right? So we're gonna start with Pearl and move down the line. So everybody's gonna just say one word. A clean word. A good word. A warm word. Right? Ready? Now, if you cannot say a word, you have to go to sit, right? And then we'll see who has the last word. We clear? It's a continuous thing. Yeah, so let's see. And then maybe if I'm feeling merciful, I say, okay, we'll stop. That's a little bit too much. Let's go for okay.
We gather
together,
united, strong,
resilient,
forever.
Beyond. Euphoric.
triumphant,
Is witnessing
The great challenges,
exponential,
I will
digress. Thank you.
Word. Now, students, I'm not going to be corny, but I'm going to be real. You have all presented wonderfully today. And I know that in competitions, we are going to feel the disappointment of not being the final person. But there are persons in the audience and among us who would not have been able to do this at all. You're making yourself vulnerable at a time where many people would not want to. So put your hands together for yourself. Yeah. I heard Mr. Rock say, me, I can't do that, I know for sure. So we know that you are champions in your own rights. And so we're going to stand together in love to announce out of the 12 prophets of the word, the 8th at the Last Supper. Are we ready? Right. Go. So we're going to go from 8 up or randomly. What you want to hear? 8 up? From 8 up? It doesn't matter, just say the names? Okay, we're just going to say the names. We're going to say the names randomly to keep it light and afterwards so that it can feel okay. Is that all right?
Okay.
All right.
So,
1 second, huh? As a teacher, I'm going to allow my pen to help me navigate. So we're going to randomly announce the 8 finalists in no particular order, randomly. So I'm going to allow Tabby to say the first name. That's part of our final 8.
okay. Drum roll. So, our first poet heading to the finals is none other than Corneilia Edgar.
Another finalist heading to our finals is Danté Saint Omer.
Pearl Conibat.
Step forward, our finalists, please. Those of you who have been called so far. So we've called 3, 5 remaining. Phoebe Popo.
Nashawn Anthony.
Mateo Hubain.
Jaeda Felicien.
Burnley Montoot. Our final patient.
And finally, who will it be? Celandra, Mathurin.
And we ask our great giants at the back to come to the front. Pardon? That's 9? You sure? So it wasn't an April Fool's joke. I'm happy you're counting. The word is working. Literacy. Our final three at the back, please come and join as you made the semi-finals worthwhile. So we have our final 8, but we also have with us Talia, Kayden, and Stanfield, who we give thanks for, and we look forward for you to be present as well. So, a repeat of these individuals who will be going to the finals again.